Many centuries ago, a rift tore the sky asunder and monsters entered the realm of man. However, because of our technological advancements, peace was established rather promptly. But Yuuki doesn't particularly care about that, as he has achieved greatness, that being, bringing home a succubus called Nono. He found her on the side of the road like an abandoned puppy, and he couldn't in good conscience leave her there, and did what any man should do, bring home the succubus. As they sat in Yuki's living room, Nono promised to do what she could for him, and told him that he could ask for whatever he wanted. But she quickly corrected herself, mentioning that she can't do lewd as her body seems to suffer despite it being skilled in those arts. She then began to call herself useless, and that she was unfit for the title of succubus. As Yuki's cat watched on, he tried to comfort her, telling her that if she needs energy to live, he'll offer his up, all of it. As he told her that he had plenty, he mentally noted that he's agreeing mainly because she's such a cutie. And as promised, she performed her duties to the max, giving him the best wholesome morning he could hope for, and he couldn't believe his luck. When he returned home from work that night, Nono was waiting happily for him, warm food already prepared. He complimented her food, which took Nono aback, before adding that her efforts in cooking weren't wasted, and at least it was something she could do as a failure of her own species. The pair went to bed, with Nono sweetly wishing Yuki well and promising that tomorrow would be another great day. As he lay in bed, Yuki had one thought. The words in his mind were wise and held no lie. Succubi are the fucking shit. 3 days have passed, and Yuki has been having the best time of his life, but Nono was also very grateful for the joy she shared with Yuki. But Yuki had a secret. He was after the touch of a woman, no matter what it may be or how innocent it truly is. But the secret went deeper than that. He believed that he'd never have luck with women. It turned out that he had corrupted energy, a limitless supply that never ran out, and it terrified women. After getting checked by the doctor, his energy levels were revealed to be suited for the succubus queen and not any ordinary girl or monster. But that information was leaked, and Yuki was dodged like the plague. Luckily, Nono didn't know yet, so her and Yuki could have a few days of ignorant bliss. Nono then asked for a massage to ease the burden on her shoulder, but due to the fear of being discovered, he tried to refuse until it escalated to a point where Nono was in tears and Yuki had to clear everything up. He ended up explaining his condition to Nono and begged for her forgiveness for lying this whole time, but he was shocked to hear that she already knew and didn't care. Nono then admitted her own secret. She was a relative of the succubus queen, but managed to get herself banished somehow. Continuing to be her soft and gentle self, she held Yuki's hand and told him that she actually liked the warmth it gave her. Realizing that he could be loved, or more importantly, touched by a girl, Yuki broke down crying. Nono comforted him with head pats, to which once again Yuki preached that head pats are the best. Another 3 days passed and the pair were bonding more and more, with Yuki wishing that the days never ended, but the 1 week was almost over. Each morning, Nono woke Yuki with a cheery smile, while whenever he praised her, she blushed and went all timid, commenting that she's not used to praise. Even though she was the one who was meant to be spoilt, she ended up being the one offering to play the role of big sister, caring for Yuki's every little need. Yuki thought that her 1 week of practice with him will cause her to do great in the next job, and if she was a guy, he'd be all smiles and well wishes, but she's not a dude. He didn't want to lose her feminine charm from his home, his life. If this was meant to be the end, then he wanted to request one last thing. He wanted to make the grandest memories, and he knew how he wanted to do it, and that was with the hug. He added that it can be a one and done, but Nono instead asked him what happened that brought this on. With her brightest smile and arms wide, she told him to give in to his cute want and hug her. He was quick to embrace her, and Nono commented that she's actually never experienced this, and it's making her heart race a bit, which Yuuki internally screamed that he was in the same position. Nono was doing the household chores happily when the doorbell rang, and she went to cheerfully greet the guest. Unfortunately, what she encountered on the other side was Yuuki, all beat up, with 2 guys under his arms. Nono tried to question what happened, but Yuuki cut her off with a request. That was, he wanted her to take care of the 2 guys he brought with them. Nono didn't question Yuuki as she trusted him implicitly, and began caring for the guys, tending to their injuries and offering them dinner. They tried to reject it, of course, but her soft and gentle demeanor won them over, and they seemed to look at each other with some sort of understanding. They told Yuuki that they were wrong about Nono, and that she was a wonderful person. So wonderful, in fact, that they wanted to join his family, but Yuuki kicked them out. Now that the guys were gone, Nono finally asked what happened. Yuuki explained that they were his friends, but when they talked about Nono, they talked poorly of her, and he lost his temper. He added that the reason he brought them home was to show them the error of their ways, and he apologized for forcing this situation on her. Nono smiled with pride at Yuki's words and commented that he actually did it all for her sake rather than his own ego. Unable to hide her smile or glowing cheeks, she told him that she's so happy that Yuuki thinks of her in that way, and patted him on the head, before realizing that she did it instinctively and apologized. As Nono got redder, Yuuki told her to pat him as much as she wanted, while reaffirming that she was indeed the best. It was the last night, and Yuuki was in disbelief that by morning, Nono would be gone. The evening passed wordlessly, with Yuuki wanting to say so many things, but none of them left his lips. However, one last surprise arrived in the form of Nono, asking to spend their last night together. As Yuuki panicked about a succubus in his bed, Nono had more innocent things in mind, as she confessed that she always wanted someone close like Yuuki to talk to, and since it was her last day, she had a second thing to add. Nono told Yuuki that she was thankful for him from the bottom of her heart, while the sweetest smile adorned her face. Nono told him that being with him allowed her to experience so many wonderful things, and Yuuki couldn't help but relate and agree that their meeting was so lucky. Yuuki continued to praise Nono, and it struck a chord, causing her to cry from happiness, and Yuuki attempted to shift the topic. The next morning, it was time for Nono to go, and they wished each other farewell with smiles on their faces. He wanted to stop her, but he knew he couldn't. Yuuki gritted his teeth and deeply thanked Nono for all her efforts. As he managed to say goodbye with a forced smile, Nono couldn't help but be teary-eyed and wished him farewell. Yuuki was left alone with his cat Mike, as he cursed himself for being so stupid as to let her go. Yuuki continued to mope on the ground, watching the rain out the window. Or so he was, until he heard the doorbell and Nono calling his name through the intercom. He happily opened the door to ask Nono how everything went, but was stunned to see her soaked and awkwardly smiling. Sensing something was wrong, Yuuki invited Nono to come in, but she told him no, since this was her true and final goodbye. What she meant by that is that she had a confession. She lied about everything. She never intended to find a job. She tried to fool herself that she could, but she couldn't even do that because she was a failure. And for that, she apologized to Yuuki. She admitted that she lied to him, or at least in her eyes she did. She felt that she betrayed all Yuuki's goodwill, but as she tried to deliver her final apology, Yuuki stopped her and told her to stop bowing. He then let her know that he didn't agree with her point of view on her betrayal. Yuuki told her that he's also an outcast, and he can't imagine how succubi deal with it, but he knows Nono's kindness, and she doesn't deserve the harsh words that she was hurling at herself. As he asked if she'd stay with him, he looked down at her, seeing her crying tears of joy uncontrollably. She embraced him pitifully and agreed to his wishes, leading to the awkward yet promising future that lay before them. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. Apologies for the delay in videos. I've been as sick as a dog, and I'm still sick, but honestly, I knew I couldn't wait any longer to do a video. It was unfair, unjust, unright. And sorry, yeah, so I managed to get out this story. This is a nice one. It's old, but it's nice. And it's unfortunately it's marked as hiatus, but it's been on hiatus for 5 years now, so it's not coming back. But still, it has a good few chapters to it, so I'll be happy to cover it. Anyway, as always, thank you very much to my members and to everyone that subscribes, but definitely to the members. I appreciate it a lot, and it's very nice to feel that support when you're quite sick. So everyone that is a member, thank you very much. But also to those who support through likes, comments, sharing, hype, subscribing, all those kinds of things. I appreciate you very much as well. And if you'll excuse me, I'm about to cough my lungs out again. So thank you very much. Have a great time.